email, or visit us online to see what the Burns Agency can do for you. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Hi, my name is Dr. Katina Simmons. I'm the optometrist and the new owner of Griswold Eye Care, formerly the office of Dr. Joel Zuckerbrand. I would like to welcome you and your family to make an appointment today for an eye exam. Even though the name has changed, we are still providing the same family-friendly eye care as Dr. Z. We are located at 8 North Main Street in Jewett City. You can also find Griswold Eye Care on Facebook and send us a message. Don't forget that eye exams correlate to your whole body health too. It's not just new glasses and contacts. So come see me, Dr. Katina Simmons, at the all-new Griswold Eye Care, formerly Dr. Zuckerbrand. Hope to see you soon.
Family owned and operated. That's something you don't hear too often anymore. Highway Campers of Plainfield is now 3 generations in and going strong. If you're looking to upgrade or get your first RV, contact the family that knows RVs, Highway Campers. They'll walk you through the process of finding the right RV for you and can even finance it for you. Visit www.highwaycampers.com and find your home on wheels. After all, home is where you park it. Highway Campers is a proud supporter of Griswold Youth Football.
The aroma of scented candles is a very good stress reliever and certainly brings solace to the mind and body. However, did you know on average 21 home candle fires are reported each day? 3 out of every 5 candle fires start with something that could burn, such as furniture, mattresses, bedding, curtains, or decorations being too close to the candle. Candle fires peak in December and January and rank second. From January through November, 4% of home candle fires start with decorations. This certainly jumps up 12% in December. Christmas is a peak for candle fires, which is almost 3 times the daily average. So if you love candles and you forget about them, it'll burn your friggin' house down. The following is brought to you by Griswold Health and Safety.
The flagship for Griswold High School sports, and your home for local news and weather, broadcasting from Main Street in the borough of Jewett City. The streaming news and sports network, SNSN.
Your community radio.
We love the 80s. Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning, and 80s all day and night. SNSN.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome on into the entertainment capital of the world, Jewett City, Connecticut.
That's true. We are the
entertainment capital of the world.
Yeah.
So we got a few things that we can go ahead and run with today. I want to. There's some pretty interesting stuff that went down last night. Town-wise, as far as the special Board of Selectmen meeting. Special. It was special. All right.
They're special.
Mm-hmm. So I want to play a couple of clips from that, if the system will let me. Daryl likes your candle commercial, by the way. It'll burn your friggin' house down. Let's see. Oh, God. Let's see. Daryl, Victoria, and Laura. It's a cult, man. He just takes it in stride. You don't care. So, yeah. One of the big things that they talked about, and it's been like a burning question and problem, is what's going to happen with all this NIP money. Now, do you know what the NIP money is? You know where it comes from, Paul?
It comes from the picking up of the nips.
No. Where does the money come from? Do you know where it comes from?
No, I think it comes from the state, don't it?
Right, but how does the state get the money? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Okay. So there's a 5-cent surcharge on all NIP bottles that are sold in the state, that go to the state. Now, these NIP bottles are not recyclable.
Right. It's a plastic.
You can't do anything with them. So you can't return them and for a bottle deposit refund or something.
Most of the time they're run over in a flat.
Yeah, or they're laying in Veterans Memorial Park, or they're
Yeah.
just every.
Yeah.
Like I said yesterday that Melissa and I were walking the dogs, and I couldn't believe I told her how many nip bottles that I just saw on the ground.
Yeah.
You had to actually make an effort to not step on one.
Wow.
It was ridiculous, where these were and how many there are. So anyway, long story short, this NIP money comes back to the area for cleanup. So there's been this battle going on between the borough and the town and who gets this money. The borough feels that they are due some of this money. And, the town, who gets the money, is like, playing big boy bully, so it's like, no, they're mine. Fee, fi, fo, fum.
I mean,
And-
it's not a lot of money.
Huh?
Does the money come in quarterly? How does the money come
I
in?
don't
you
know. They
know?
got 30,000. It was 77,000.
Was it quarterly?
It's more than your salary.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I don't know how it comes in. I do not know. I do not know if it comes in quarterly or bi-monthly or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
So there's that. The other issue is April 22nd. There is this is, folks, I don't get this. This is the stuff that really just like tweaks me and like what are we talking about? What are we doing? And why does this need to be so hard? April 22nd. Now they're talking about Earth Day, right?
Yeah.
Cleanup Day. Okay, great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But now it's like a battle. It's like, you know what? Just watch. Just watch.
Waiting for the generator to be installed. Do we know when the generator is going to be installed?
Maybe hold on. Let me bump up a little bit here.
Listen, talk to them a little bit about some of the costs to the town from the borough. One of the things that they wanted to talk to us about was potentially getting that NIP bottle money again. The NIP bottle money has come to the town in amount of about $30,000. The reason that we get that money is because the NIP bottles, as people can tell, are all over the place. We'll find them on the 22nd everywhere. Those are not recyclable. And so
Are you guys even seeing this? It's okay. So it's not even sharing. It says sharing, but it's not. Okay. So anyway, let's get rid of that crap because it's not doing anything. I can't wait to get a different system because the StreamYard is crap. It's absolute crap. All right. Yeah. We know you can't see it. Okay, good. Because I'm monitoring it myself here. So anyway, they don't want to give up the money. Town doesn't want to give up the money because they say they're going to buy a street sweeper. Now, here's the other thing. Let's go back into Earth Day. Now, this is the thing that really gets me. Apparently, there's a gentleman by the name of Ed Burdick who is, who's always kind of spearheaded this program, right?
It's been going on for years.
Hey. It's a great program. I mean, the town and the borough have always worked well together.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, it's not the case. What is this? What is this division in church and state for crying out loud lately?
Yeah, I don't understand it at all because both the state and both the town and the borough have been doing Earth Day. They've been doing this for I don't know how many years.
I think what we forget downtown is there's a charter where Jewett City has its own government. But Jewett City is still a part of the town of Griswold.
Yeah.
So people that pay taxes in the borough of Jewett City pay taxes to the town of Griswold.
True.
All right. I own a house. That tax money goes to I don't pay it to the borough of Jewett City. I pay it to the town of Griswold. And then, I don't even know where this comes from, because I talked to Tim Sharkey already this morning. I said, Tim, I'll tell you exactly what I said to him. Did the borough say they didn't want to assist with Earth Day? And what I got back was one word, never, meaning, of course they wouldn't say no.
Why would they?
Of course.
That's right.
So for some reason, if you watch the Board of Selectmen meeting from last night, or the special Board of Selectmen meeting, the one that you can only comment on agenda items because they didn't want you to talk about real shit. It's true. They're talking about how, well, if the borough doesn't want to play, there was one Griswold resident. I mean, watching it, it's like 33, 34 minutes in. That said, if the borough doesn't want to participate, then we just won't clean up borough roads. Dumbass. Griswold and Jewett City. Jewett City is a part of Griswold. I don't give a crap what they say. It's a part of Griswold. So yes, you will be doing that. And you'll like it. Dave.
Wow.
And if you don't think I'm right, Dave, Mr. View, come on here and tell me why the town of Griswold shouldn't be cleaning up Jewett City.
Wow.
Got a spot for you right here, sport. It's just stupid. Why? Why are we doing this? We're like imploding from the center.
Wow.
What? It's true. Is it not?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, I don't know where that came from, whether somebody took it out of context or something, but I can't believe that borough would not participate.
Of course, the borough.
And
they've never said no.
And the other thing is coming into town. Anybody coming in to set up a business here is coming into the town of Jewett City to see what it looks like. They're not going and driving around all around town roads. That was the whole idea of trying to beautify downtown so that it would be, so other businesses coming in would see it and see how it's not a ragged out town. It looks pretty decent, and that's why the flag poles were put up, the light poles were put up. That's why the flowers are put out. It's to make Jewett City, give it a beautification thing, so it becomes attractive. That's why the mural was in front of the bank. It's not in front of the town. There's nothing in the town that does it. I mean, you're not going to drive out on some back road someplace.
Yeah, let's go to Rickstown. Let's go to Rickstown because there's a lot of traffic there.
Yeah, that's
happening.
So I don't understand where he's.
Not that against people that live on Rickstown Road.
The issue is why all of a sudden, I'm not sure what the hell's happening here,
but it's not a business epicenter.
No, I'm not sure what's happening here. There's never been a separation of Jewett City and Griswold for years, and then all of a sudden now, over the last 2 years, it seems like there wants to be a split, and I'm not sure why. I don't know what the big deal is.
The current first selectman feels that it is necessary that the borough be dissolved or swallowed up by the town.
Well,
She's the one that started this procedure, and she feels that that's what needs to happen. I don't know why. Maybe, there are people that are smarter than I. I know that. But why?
I don't know. I don't know what the reason is behind it.
I think that, if you do something, if you keep splitting, they're splitting hairs is what they're splitting. And you have the borough, who is a part of Griswold. And this is what we forget.
Yeah.
This is what I think some of the folks down at Town Hall forget.
Well,
The borough is a part of Griswold.
there are bigger issues in this town rather than worrying about the borough right now to get things done. I mean, there's a lot of open projects that are still haven't even started yet. There's road issues. There's other issues that need to be addressed, and they're more important than worrying about splitting the borough up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, let's forget about the borough. Let's get the other things done first. I mean, come on. We still don't see what's
Would you
going-
rather focus on fixing a road out in the outback of Griswold somewhere so it is safe, or let's piss the borough off and let's see if we can swallow them up, because that's important right now.
Yeah. I mean, they keep talking about this sweeper. I mean, yeah, well, we're spending money other places, then let's buy the freaking sweeper and don't worry about it. We keep worrying
Yeah.
about a $75,000 sweeper, and we're gonna cause hate and discontent between the town and the borough.
Let me ask you, and I don't know this to be fact or fiction. Does the town get road money from the state?
I don't know. That's a good question, because I don't know whether they get it from the state, because don't forget the feds did something with the whole road thing. One of the bills they put in. So I think the state probably got money. Now, whether we're going to get any money from the state is another thought, because don't forget, we're not very popular. So
Main Street is what? Route 12, right?
state
road.
So state.
That's why I'm wondering if the town gets state money,
I don't know.
because we know there are state plows that go up
Oh,
and
yeah,
down Main Street.
They handle Route 12.
Yeah.
And they handle, let's see, Road 138, because 138 would be down at the intersection.
All right. So Victoria just says all towns get road funds from the state yearly. Okay. So why don't they just send that to the borough of Jewett City? Because Main Street is in the borough of Jewett City.
No. That ain't going to happen.
Oh, of course not. Because it's a part of Griswold, right? Right. It's a part of Griswold, but I guess it's only popular when you're cashing a check.
Yeah. I don't understand it. There's like I said, there's a lot of other things that should be on that agenda other than worried about the borough, especially NIP money for freaking lousy $30,000.
The point is this whole thing is idiotic. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make business sense. It doesn't make common sense. Why are we doing this? Why? Who's starting it and why? And for what reason? What's the end game here? I've talked to a bunch of people and I'm like, I don't know. Can you figure it out? I mean, I know you've been immersed in it a little bit. It's like,
Yeah.
why are we doing this?
I don't know. I don't understand the borough thing. I really don't. I don't know where that's going and why. Seriously.
And I thought that was pretty ballsy of Dave last night. Dave View. I know Dave. You can come here anytime you want.
Yeah.
Oh, tell your son Chuck I said hi. Tell him I miss working with him.
Well,
But you can come here anytime and tell me why you say that. Well, then maybe the town shouldn't clean up Griswold. I mean, the town shouldn't clean up Jewett City.
well, that's a bad statement, because
That is a bad statement.
because of the fact that the borough of Jewett City pays the town. So I don't know where he's coming from. I mean, a lot of times his comments are really on the negative side. I think he just goes to these meetings to keep the selectmen in line.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I heard that and it kind of made me just go turn my head like, what?
Yeah. He probably didn't realize what the hell he was saying. I don't know. Where's he live? Does he live in the borough or live in the town?
I do not know. I do not believe he lives in the borough,
Oh, okay.
but I can't. I don't have.
Well, yeah. Well,
There are people all the time that call me out. They'll say, why did you say this? What? I'll answer you.
Yeah.
People think I say stupid asinine things sometimes, and I probably do.
yeah.
But I fess up to it and I own up to it. If you can tell me why I'm wrong, tell me why I'm wrong. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sit here like I'm some like
all that trash,
all-knowing, all-seeing
all that,
thing. I'm not.
all that trash in front of your house is going to stay there.
There's no trash in front of my house.
Well, the road. They're not going to clean it. The sweeper's not going to go by your house.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
So wait a minute. Hold up. Borough of, I should say this. Earlier, I talked about walking my dogs, right?
Yep.
Seeing all of the nip bottles in Veterans Memorial Park. Veterans Memorial Park is where?
Borough.
It's in the borough. Who owns the park?
Town.
The town.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, well. It really took you off, didn't it?
Well, no, it's just stupid. It's just stupid that we're wasting our time on things like this, and I don't know. Maybe the copier bill came in really high this month. I don't know. That we got to, and there's too much ink being used or whatever. But this is just stupid incidental stuff that we could be doing other things like, I don't know, economic development. But let's worry about the fax machine. Let's worry about this NIP money. Real important stuff.
Somebody had made a suggestion at the EDC meeting to spend some money in advertising, push the EDC, and try to get it out there in the in the state that we're open for business. But one of the big problems we have, there's really not a lot of land available for us to do a lot of economic development.
There's room.
There's not a lot of room.
There's enough that you could at least do something.
Well, based on the powers to be, there is not enough acreage around for stuff to happen. So, and a lot of people don't want to sell it. So,
let's see. Victoria says, but the borough uses paper. Cindy says, good morning. Careful, Mike. Were you given enough latitude for this rant?
I'm a bit afraid to walk next to you.
No, I just look. I'm not an angry person. All right, it's like I'm Cartman on meth. I'm not like that. That's not what I am. But I just don't understand stupid things. Things to me that I find that are just stupid and make no sense at all, or don't have any common sense. Paul, you know me. I give everything the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But this one, I can't. I can't figure it out. And nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to say anything. It's like, fall in line. Not this boy. You know why? Because I love this damn town. I love this borough. I love where I live. I've been here. I went through all the school system. All right. I didn't come from some other place in the United States. I've been here my whole damn life. And you see some of this stuff that they think they know better what's going on. Well, you don't.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. All I can say is that as a resident, we have an election year coming up, and you can do what you want come November. If you don't like things, we can change. It's up to you guys. It's up to the people to vote for who they want. If you don't like something, so
Well, I don't want to get political.
No, we're not getting political, but
I-
a lot of people, if they don't like what's going on in the town, then come November, get off your butt and go vote for who you want to vote for. If you don't like it, don't just sit back and bitch. And that happens a lot. People bitch, but they do nothing about it. It's about every issue we have in town. So.
I don't have any problem if anybody from town hall wants to come here and sit with us and tell me I'm wrong. Call me out, but tell me why. I think I'd like to sit here and when I yap, I give a little bit of fact stuff behind it.
Mhm.
Scott says, "Amen, Paul."
So this is going to be a very interesting November, I think. I really do.
Got to talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Come November. Yeah,
I mean, the borough election is going to be status quo in May, I think.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
ha. No, oh, Erica, no. Write-in ballot vote, Mike. No. I tell you, I actually, there have been a bunch of people that have been asked to run. Me being one of them. No, no, and a couple of reasons is that, well, the biggest reason it would be, I feel that it would be a conflict of interest of what I do.
And yeah, I think you're right. It would be
So
yeah.
I don't think that would be something that would go well.
I think we need somebody that's young to get in here. I'm not talking somebody 19, 20 years old. I'm talking somebody that's, mid age. Somebody who's is not green but has experience. But the problem is that people who are probably in their 40s or 50s are actually working a full-time job. They can't afford to come in and work full-time as a selectman. So, so that's the kind of candidate you're going to get. You're going to get somebody who can afford to come in and work here who's already worked their life someplace and then now do this like a part-time thing. So that's the issue, because nobody can afford to live on the salary of a selectman.
No. And you know what? I talked to somebody about that just the other day about the salary of a selectman. And this person believes, as do I, that salary needs to be adjusted, to be more in line with, today's world, a little more commensurate, because back when Kevin Skulchek was first selectman, and I don't think anybody will disagree with me, but first term Kevin Skulchek was probably one of the better first selectmen we've had.
Yeah.
As I said, first term Kevin Skulchek.
First term. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. One of the things that he did, though, is I think he dropped the salary by a few $1,000, and he also dropped the salary from the selectmen themselves, from I think 12,000, 13,000 a year down to 3,000. Steve Michael never ran again.
Well, I think perhaps maybe in the future, if the infrastructure gets in and we start to get developers to come in and actually put stuff up, and we have some money coming into the town, I think then perhaps you could see the salary go up. I think right now the way the economy is today, and the banking problems we've got today, and everything that's going on, nobody's going to want to sit back and say, "Hey, look, I think it's time we pay the selectman, $75,000 to $100,000 to do the job." I mean, let's face it, you need that kind of money. I don't know if you're going to work full time.
Yeah.
You're not going to do it for $40,000.
Correct.
Because you can't afford it.
And look at Kevin Skulchek, for example. It was a perfect storm. He had retired, from the state as a CO.
Yep.
So it worked out well for him.
Yeah.
How Todd Babbitt did it, with also being the road supervisor. It's that's crazy.
Yeah.
But he was working
Multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Working
Then he could
2
afford
full-time
it.
jobs.
Sure. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying you're not going to, if you're going to get somebody.
Even Phil Anthony, he ran his store.
But he had another income.
Right.
So
you can't do it on
you can't do it alone that's why I think getting somebody who's a middle age that's working full time and supporting the family's got young kids is not going to be able to afford to do this. And you need a full time person in the town hall.
Yes.
You can't have a part timer.
Correct. Victoria says people can't wait until November. They need to find people soon, people that are involved and live in the community who understand small town life.
Yeah.
I think that's important too.
But finding somebody, that's going to be the issue. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are people out there. I think one of the best choices that I had heard all year as far as running for first selectman, Cortland Kinney. However, Cortland Kinney is not running. I spoke to him not last night, the night before, and he is not running for first selectman.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep.
He said it's a great opportunity, right now.
Yeah.
But,
doesn't want to put up with the crap.
I don't, he never really gave me that impression.
Yeah.
The only impression he really gave me is that he just couldn't do it, with his farm, and what he does for a living. So,
Yeah. See, that's the issue.
and he didn't feel that if you're there and if I'm saying this wrong, correct me, but, I from what I got out of him is he didn't want to do a half-assed job as a first selectman due to what his responsibilities are with his own personal business.
Yeah, I mean that's the same issue as having somebody who has to work full time to support their family.
Speaking of court,
I mean, you would not be able to do a good job. You can't do part time because you got to participate in local.
spot on. He said, "Okay, good."
Yeah.
He goes, "I think we need a town manager and board of selectmen of 5 members." Damn it, that's exactly what I've been saying.
Well, guess what? Ain't going to happen.
I think this 3-person board of selectmen is hogwash.
Well, if you're going to have a city manager, then you got to pay him a full time salary.
It's hogwash.
Yeah. Who's
No, I know, but I'm just saying you
Try-
need more
try-
than 3 people.
trying to get people right now in the town to say pay a salary? Ain't going to happen.
I know, but I'm just saying. You know what? There are people out there. There are people out there that will eventually step up. It always happens, Paul. There's always somebody, that will come through. There's always somebody that's going to jump in there, going to jump in the fire. And want to go ahead and help. Literally help. I completely you know what? If we had first term Kevin Skulchek back, I would vote for him 10 times over. And I think you would too.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Kev, if you're listening, I'm telling you.
Well, he came in gung ho.
Right.
He had a lot of ideas. He was a young guy. He had ideas, but
And he still does.
But-
We all have life issues, right? That happen and stuff. But if he came in that just as focused as when he beat Phil Anthony in that first term, we'd be back on track. I'm telling you. He's a smart guy. No matter if you think he's wacko or not, because he is a little wacko, but I'm a little wacko too. But I think first term Kevin Skulchek would, because he didn't take any crap. He just went through it. He went for it. He's the reason for Grizzle Pride. He's the reason for a lot of this stuff in this town.
I don't know. But it's going to be interesting to see who steps up. Yeah.
Scott says we need someone in there who is actually going to work for the town, tell the taxpayers, informed, and always have the town's best interest at heart. The trick is finding someone who's not into it for their own interests.
Yep. He's absolutely right. But whoever it is, this is already March.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard very many names out there yet. I mean, I realize it's March, but you know, a couple more months, we've got to start to hear some names.
But you want to know something? If things were hunky dory,
Yep.
we wouldn't be talking about this in March.
No.
We would not. I've heard some stuff, man, of how they feel. And I'm talking from both parties. And people in deep with both parties
Mm-hmm.
that never mind. That's going down another rabbit hole, but we wouldn't be talking about what we're going to do.
Uh-oh.
That's my daughter.
Oh, well.
Hello.
Hey, I don't know what's going on. I might go to work with Mom, but I just want to know if I do, would you be able to pick me up in Meriden at 2 instead of my house?
Yeah, can I call you when I get off the air, baby?
Yeah, no, I have my appointment. I just wanted to, like, my med appointment, but I just wanted to know if you'd be able to decide that.
Yeah, I'll whatever you need me to do, honey. But if we do that, we got to get cheeseburgers.
Excuse me.
All right. I love you too. Bye. When your daughter calls, you answer the phone. I don't care what I'm doing. I don't care. Romantic time, your daughter calls, you answer the phone. How was that anyway?
Wow.
Pam, you said I'm 100% right. What am I 100% right about? Seriously. Are we talking about like how if everything was hunky-dory, we wouldn't be talking about this stuff in March?
Yeah.
Because, you know, honestly, when Todd Babbitt was first selectman, we didn't really start talking to things until it was like August. You know, when the RTC started throwing people around, you know? We didn't. Now it's March.
Yeah. And
Oh, okay, what Scott Fryer said. There you go.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, when you say when if anybody here says that you're 100% right, make sure you specify who, because the comments kind of flip pretty quick, and who knows what I'm saying, you know, and but they're gonna start ripping up the field today. So if we're talking about November elections in March, does that mean people are happy?
No, I really believe in what I've heard myself, that a lot of people are very unhappy with what's going on in town, especially things that are coming out of town hall, and nothing coming out of town hall. And I think that's where people are upset. So it's obvious that, you know, people are upset. People have their own little issues because a lot of people are under a lot of stress because what's happening to them personally, as far as, you know, there are a lot of people who are not paying, you know, they're having a hard time paying their bills, you know, because of what's going on. So not only is that upsetting them, but the other thing too is what's going on in town. You know, cost of everything keeps going up. I can imagine.
What are you talking about as far as costs going up? You talking about taxes, or
Oh,
are you talking about just like everyday purchases?
everyday purchases?
Well, the town's
keep
gonna
going
do
up.
that.
Oh, the town. I mean, look.
Really?
You don't think your taxes are going to go up in July? Of course they are.
No. I'm talking about like the price of a soda. That has nothing to do, you know, with the town.
What I'm saying is that people are going through stress as a result
Yeah.
of not having to be able to pay their own bills, which is why they're having a reaction of what's going on in town. You know, they're all upset to begin with.
So you're saying that the people are upset because of the economy.
Of course.
Okay.
I mean, if you,
They're always upset about the economy.
Yeah, but
I
now
can't
they-
remember a time that they weren't.
but now they can't even. A lot of people having trouble. They can't pay their bills.
Okay.
So I mean, that's a lot of stress on a family.
What's that got to do with the current administration? Nothing.
It's nothing's happening in town. They hear what's going on in town, and they're getting even more stress.
Okay.
I'm just
All right,
saying.
I'm
saying
getting
that-
what you're saying now.
See, I'm just trying to say that the stress, internal stress in a family, is also carrying over to what's happening in town.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So what you're saying is that this is just additional stress that
yes,
we shouldn't be. Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
So
You're gonna have a stroke.
who? You're going to have the stroke because
Oh,
you're
I'm
all
fine, man. I'm fine.
you're all upset.
I'm not upset. I'm really not upset at all. I mean, I'm really pretty mellow about it. I just don't understand. Look, I hear people make statements, and I have to sit and process it and try to figure out what it means to me. And then I even bounce it. I bounce stuff off of you. I bounce stuff off of a few other people. And then I form an opinion. And that's where I am today. Personally, this is just me, the way I do it. Everybody does it differently. You process stuff differently than I do. I think we each go down a different road, but I think we're both ending up in the same spot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You're thinking of it one way, I'm thinking about another. But the bottom line is why the hell are we talking about it in March?
Yeah, true. So
I think that's what we got to look at. I think that's what you got to think to yourself. Why are we talking about this in March? We're talking about town stuff. We're not talking state. We're not talking national.
yeah, well, I hear you.
And Victoria, I agree with you 100%. Ready? It shouldn't be Griswold versus Jewett City.
Well, it's more than that.
No, you're right. But that's part of it. But it shouldn't be Jewett City. You know what? Dude, I've been here my whole life. I don't ever remember, ever once, where it was the borough against the town and the town against the borough.
No,
Ever.
no, they're right.
Serious. But it is now.
Mhm.
And for what important reasons?
I don't know.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What do you think happens if the borough gets dissolved? What do you think is the end game there?
I don't think anything's really gonna. What's going to change? The only thing that's going to happen if it gets dissolved is the people who were part of the administration of the borough are not there anymore. I mean, the borough's not going to disappear; it's still going to be here. You're gonna.
Right.
What are you going to do? Drive into the town of Jewett City? I mean,
The
Griswold?
village of Jewett City, like the village of Moose Up and the village.
What the hell's the difference between a village and a borough? There's not much difference.
I think it's your own charter.
I honestly don't think
I don't know.
that Jewett City would get dissolved.
No. I'm saying, what if it did? What if the town acquired Baltic? Because we want to swallow everybody up. But I'm just saying, what would happen? What would happen? You want to talk about economics? Well, people in the borough pay
Yeah,
an additional tax to the borough
yeah.
to have things that are specific to borough residents.
Yeah.
And we do it year after year after year. Those costs do not go away.
No, they would be picked up by everybody now. They would not just be.
So what you're saying is that people that live out in Patchogue somewhere
Yep.
or Edmond Road,
Yep.
you know, beautiful areas, their taxes are probably going to go up.
They're going to pick up the, yeah,
Oh.
sure they are. Because they got to make up that additional tax somehow.
Oh.
Who the hell's going to pay it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Borough folks will be like, yeah, whatever, because
I mean,
we're not
that's-
paying anymore. But
That's why a lot of people are not happy with doing that, because it's going to also put a burden on any current residents, because they're not going to get the services.
well, you know,
I don't even know what extra services they get, to be honest with you.
rural residents, your taxes may go down a little bit, but everybody else's are going up.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay for copy paper.
You know, it's a good thing I'm on the borough, because you know what I would do? I'd go out and get my own damn copier. I'd buy my own freaking paper. I'd buy my own ink and say, screw you. I'm going to do my own stuff. I mean, that's just my attitude.
Erica says the selectman is not sharing her motive for the action she is taking. She seems to be missing big things, choosing to absorb the borough with no reason given, messing with the field. She has reasons, but apparently not good ones. So that is the perception, you know, that is out there. That is the perception.
That is true. And the other thing is the person's not defending themselves by coming out and say why. What's your motive for doing this? Explain to the townspeople what your intention is and why you want to combine the borough and the town.
Mhm.
Why? What is your reasons? Does the, you know, what are the pros and cons of doing this?
Did we wake up one day and go, what a great idea? Hey, what do you think? Why not?
I tell you, I think what it came down to be when she had come in here is that she had the spreadsheet of what the town was paying as far as costs related to
Yeah.
supporting the administration side of the borough. And I think, and if I remember her saying that her job is to try to save the taxpayers of Griswold money. And I thought that the reason for doing that was to see if she could get the money out of the borough. You know, she was sick of paying all this money for the borough. So, not that it was a substantial amount of money, but if I remember right, that's what I.
So now you have borough residents that need to take care of town business and borough business, right?
Yeah.
Now guess what? Now they're going to be going to two different places.
Well,
Way to go! Go team.
well,
Scott says in caps, we can all share the copier. Joey says, good morning. Hey, Joey, by the way, if you ever want to get or experience freeze-dried candy,
yeah.
get a hold of Joey.
Oh.
I had freeze-dried, ready? Charleston Chew last night.
Really?
Let's see. Lori Sorter says, Borough does have their own copier and paper.
Well, what the hell?
Laughing emoji.
What the hell? Everybody bitching about that. What the hell's the complaint about the freaking paper?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Then that's a farce. Then I was always under the impression it was the paper and the ink and the copy machine, and that's funny. Oh well, I guess that's a bunch of crap. Oh man, you know something is not going to happen. There's not going to be a split at all. It's not going to happen because, you know, we're in an election year. It's like 6 months out. And if nothing's going to happen in 6 months, and if things happen the way everybody expects them to happen, it's going to go away. So it ain't going to happen. It's just unfortunate right now. You got to put up with this penny ante stuff that's going on. So,
And then, you know, I hear, you know, Omenarski's just stirring the pot. What a troublemaker. Whatever.
well, I don't think you're stirring a pot. I think you're voicing what a lot of people are saying behind the scenes.
Right.
A lot of people are afraid to say anything.
And I'm not.
Yeah, you're not.
No,
You're right. Because
I'm not.
I don't know whether or not this the people in town hall realize what's being said. They got to hear stuff because there's a lot of people talking. Even I hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even I hear how upset they are. So, you know. So.
Daryl says, I hear Dunder Mifflin has a great deal on paper. Use my guy, Dwight. He will hook you up. You don't get that joke, do you?
No.
Okay. Cindy says, nope, you're saying what the rest of us haven't.
Exactly.
I just, I hear a lot of things. I talk to a lot of different people. And I enjoy talking to people in this town, and sharing, great experiences of what's going on, what could be, and, even commiserating a little bit of what we all want and whatever. See, I can do that from this chair here. And I enjoy that. I enjoy listening to other people and just see what they think. Because I don't sit thinking that my views, here on this show are the way they need to be. Not at all. My views are here to go ahead and let's start a conversation to see what you think. That's how we start talking, you and I.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say something, you'll agree or disagree, and we'll just kind of go from that. And then folks out in the chat room will have something to say as well. So that's the way that it is. It's not any different than that. But there are a lot of people, town residents, that are not happy with what is going on.
No, you're right.
They are not happy, yet they're not going to say anything. Because they don't want to stir the pot. It's not their personality, whatever. And it's not for me to say, well, the hell, you're saying something.
Yeah.
No, everybody has their own personality type, the way they deal with things. Me, I just kind of run at the rhino straight on. And Erica says, I just turned my son on to Charleston Chews. He loves the minis, but freeze dried would be here. Erica, I am going to get you Joey's information because this stuff's phenomenal. Wait till you have, I'm telling you, you know what? Skittles. It's freeze dried Skittles. Unreal. Saltwater taffy.
How the hell did we get off of town stuff and get into candy?
You know me, I get like ADD, man. I'm over here, I'm over there, I'm over here, I'm over there.
God. Maybe you need a Snickers bar.
No, I'm not grumpy. But I don't need somebody to be, say, well, he's just stirring the pot. He's just doing this. Oh, Minarski. When it's not just Minarski saying this. And then maybe if somebody sat down and said, oh, you know what? Maybe I ought to listen more. Because this is not about popularity, but it is about what's doing best for the town.
It's kind of late now in the game to start changing your game plan.
Oh, it's game over. I mean, I think at this point.
You're right. I think it's game over. Yeah. I think you're right. Much as
much as you what? You've been saying game over just as well as I have.
No, I think you're right. I think it's game over. I think now that the glass is not half empty, it's half full, and it's on its way up to the top. So I think.
And it didn't have to be like that.
No,
not one bit.
No. I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people have said nothing's happening.
Daryl says it's more of a look what I did issue. You want to clarify that? Big D from the Healthy Computer, Main Street, Jewett City. Daryl knows viruses.
Well,
Put a little RAM in your life.
what actually have we seen happen?
Data centers went away.
Yeah.
I don't know. What has happened?
Yeah. Well, the one thing that, because I went to the EDC meeting the other day, and I was
Erectile dysfunction?
Huh? No, I went to the EDC meeting the other day,
Because that's the way they're acting.
and I was a little bit concerned about the infrastructure because it's very dependent on the grants. Okay, so I asked the question, well, what's going to happen if we don't get the grants? Well, we have a plan B in place. Something I never heard of before. I never heard there was going to be a plan B in place to do something if the grant thing came in. All I kept hearing was the grants are coming in, So why
You talking about the $18 million grant that we applied for?
Yeah. If we don't get the entire 18 million, then there's a plan B in place to handle they won't do 201 right away. They'll just concentrate on doing what they can afford to do. But I never heard of a plan B at all. That was news to me, and I was part of economic development. I never heard of plan B. But the point that I'm making is that things are being done, but not being communicated, because I think a lot of people realize that whole thing depends on, they talk about the grants, but nobody ever mentioned the fact that if we don't get the grant, we're going to do this instead. So we got it covered, So, but anyway.
Let's see. What do you mean and got into the groundbreaking picture? Oh, I see what you're saying. I was taking that literal for a minute, Eric. I thought you meant it was actually a picture.
No.
Lori. Good morning, Lori. Because I actually suggested to the first selectman to add an advisory question to the November ballot about merging. Shall the town and borough merge into one municipality? The voice of the people. Now, this is the senior Burgess from the borough of Jewett City, who I know has a lot of pride within the borough of Jewett City because this is where she's come from.
Yeah.
And which I know for a fact because I live right around the corner from her.
Mm-hmm.
So this is basically talking about, okay, she's got borough in her heart. Timmy Sharkey's got borough in his heart. Borough wins, we're going to do whatever, right? So they're taking themselves out of the picture and saying, hey, let's put this question up there to see what everybody else thinks. Shouldn't that be the way that it is?
Well, it should be up to the people, not up to the selectmen's board.
There you go.
That's what it should be. They weren't put in. I mean, they were put in place in order to run the town and to do what's best for the town, not to make decisions where it results in, combining two types of government. That was not the way they put it in there for that for, So, should the question be there? I guess it could be. Is it necessary? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think will happen after November if things change? Do you think there'll be a borough question?
Well, it would be a question, if anything, on the town election.
Well, if you're going to do it, I mean, then that's the place to put it on the ballot. I mean, it's a good place, but word it in a way so people understand it. We all know how they put questions on some of these ballots that confuses the hell out of people.
I think we need to revisit, like Court and I both agree. I know because we've talked about it to have the Board of Selectmen go to a 5-person board, and there should be either the borough warden or a member of the warden the Board of Warden and Burgesses, one member should be on the first the Board of Selectmen for the town.
Yeah, if that was the case, if they decide to go that way. Yeah, but maybe that's something to think about in the future.
Court says amen, Lori, but let's have it as a question during the budget referendum and put this thing to bed.
Well, yeah, it's another time to do it during the budget referendum. Mostly, yeah.
See, now here it is. Lori just says it. The issue then becomes education on the implications of a merger. Erica says if they ask it, they should add, if dissolved, then selectmen adds to 7. I said 5 or I believe 5 to 7. So yeah, there you go. If I was ever in that job, which I am not and will not, I would push for a 5 to a 7 person board. Boom. That's exactly what I would do. This 3 person board is bullshit. And you need somebody we got to get away from this 2-party rule. You know what I mean? You know, Republicans and Democrats, you know, should be a Republic. If you want to have true minority representation, it should be a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, and a libertarian, and maybe somebody from the Green Party if they're there.
Well, they do that on a lot of boards.
Yeah.
A lot of boards, you if they got too many of one party on a board, you can't get on.
Right.
So
that way you don't have 2 people from the same, going, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Haha, we win.
Yeah, that's true.
But they don't want that.
Well, then you got to find the people to
I'm not saying it's
be
there.
part of the board too. I mean, you can't even find enough people. You haven't heard anybody's interested in running for a 3-person board yet.
I know. Oh no, I've heard a bunch of people that will run for selectmen.
Yeah.
It's first selectmen.
Yeah. Oh.
Scott says, what about the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster? That's exactly why I say Scott Fryer for first select.
Well, he's got a job.
I know. That's what I mean.
Problem. I'm not saying he wouldn't be good. I'm just saying, can he afford to?
I think there'd be a lot of people that would be excellent at that job, but they cannot because of
salary. Exactly.
Right.
Still
pre-existing circumstances.
Yeah, because you're raising a family at that age. I mean, you're going to get somebody who's probably just retired, or somebody who perhaps runs their own business that could devote some time to. You need somebody. You got to have somebody at the town hall full time. You just can't have a part timer. You can't have a part timer. Yeah, because you're going to miss out on a lot. So,
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've beaten this up. I didn't think we were going to spend actually that much time on it today, but got me going a little bit. Got the juices pumping, and people were participating.
You kept listening to the selectmen's meeting there for over and over again.
No, I was watching it last night along with the Board of Finance. That's another thing is we didn't even get into the Board of Finance meeting. That's for another day. But I don't know. I just it's not that it angers me. It's I don't understand, and I think maybe I'm just gonna go out on a limb here, and I think a lot of people have the I don't understand way of thinking right now, instead of well, I know, but I don't like it. I think a lot of people don't understand why things are being done and in a certain way.
Yeah, I still think there's a lot of people out there who have no clue what's going on too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And I think that's where we're in. We're in the dark.
Yeah.
Not so much. I don't like it. We don't know what we like. We don't know what we don't like because it's not given to us. Yeah. And that's the biggest problem. Yeah. And this is why that we're going to have, I'm going to say it, we're going to have a different board of selectmen going forward. And if you want to blame me, blame me. But look at what is not being put out there and what has been deemed important and what hasn't been deemed important. And I think it's a damn shame.
Yeah. I think people are disappointed.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I think a lot.
And I think that's why.
I think a lot of people are disappointed in what's going on. I mean, the people who are in the know. I mean, there's a lot of people who are not in the know. Let's face it.
And I've said it a million times. It's not personal. I don't care. It's not personal. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, there's different types of management styles. And, the town's been used to having one style of management, and now it has another style of management. So,
Yeah.
That's what happens. I think in a town management situation, you have to be open, and you need to communicate, because you not only have town employees that report to you, you have the residents. And if you don't tell the residents what's going on,
Look, instead of throwing the gavel down saying, so be it, tell us why it needs to be and what your opinion is, and let's have a discussion. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. It's all right. It's all right. Senor Winces. There it is right there. Transparency is necessary these days. So much is changing. You're 100% right, Erica. And communication is the most important quality of leadership. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. First selectman, second selectman right there. There are a lot of people in this group right here that come in and comment and participate that I feel would do the job very well. Because I think you got to care about the town, and you got to care about the resident first.
Yeah.
Not the geographical area. You got to care about the resident and what's best. Yeah. Through group communication, what's best for the resident, and not what you might think will be best.
Right. Exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, Paul. Thank you very much. We'll see you on Friday again for Retiree Row.
Yep.
And we'll see you tomorrow with I don't know. Maybe Scott Fryer will show up. Bulldozers are coming today. They're going to start wrecking the field to put in a brand new multi-purpose field starting now.
That doesn't piss you off, does
That
it?
does not piss me off at all.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to think about that for the rest of the day, and it will be glorious.
Oh, boy.
Absolutely
And we're not going to clean up your
glorious.
We're not cleaning up your street.
Huh?
We're not going to clean up your street.
That's shit. I live in the borough. That's why.
We're not cleaning up your street. To hell with you. Your street's going to stay dirty.
Have a good day, everyone. We'll see you.
Is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy, finding the right checking account. We offer a range of affordable accounts to fit your budget and needs, and each gives you the freedom to access your money the way you want, online, through our mobile app, or with your debit card. It's your money and your choice. To learn more about the account that's right for you, stop by one of our offices or visit us at jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.